Hey, Dan here at stockandoptionmarketmentor.com on Wednesday, March 27th. And in this video, I'm going to revisit Diana Shipping, which I talked about yesterday. And then we'll also go to Nordic American Tanker, NAT. First of all, Diana Shipping, I mentioned yesterday, Kramer featured this on his Off the Chart segment on Tuesday night on Mad Money. And you can see what happened to the stock today. After hours, as soon as he mentioned that, it was trading up about $10 or so. And then on like something like 90,000 shares, which isn't too bad for after hours trading. That's the Badlands. And then the stock gapped up just a bit. Well, it actually gapped up a lot from yesterday's close. But even where it closed after hours, it gapped up a little bit more and then is now up at a new high relative to this chart. Obviously not a new high. But anyway, so my question is to you and to me, is this too late to buy? Well, first of all, let's look at the intraday action. And before I forget, here's the thing. I'm really long Diana Shipping. I don't have that much money in it from a dollar standpoint, but I've got a boatload of options, of call options out into September. The reason I'm telling you that is this. I don't want to hear about me pumping a stock or anything like that. I am pumping this stock. Absolutely, because I think I'm going to make a lot of money on this stock. I'm planning on it, and I just want to pass that along to you. But what I'm not planning on doing is pushing this stock out, trying to move it, and then selling into it. That's not what I do. I've never done that. So again, I'll just tell you, full disclosure, I'm really long this stock, and I'm also long Nordic American Tanker, which we'll get to in a sec. But let's talk about this trade on Diana Shipping. Let's say you looked at the stock in the morning and it gapped way up. You didn't want to buy that. Okay, well, that was the correct move because, you know, for all we knew, the stock could have just traded down. You know, you're buying it at, 10.10 or something like that. And then the stock closes at 9.50 and you're not feeling too good about that. So instead, you wait and you wait for the pullback, and the pullback never comes. Well, if you're looking at it in this time frame, then you're waiting for the pullback again. I'm assuming that you want to buy the stock. If you don't want to buy the stock, then look elsewhere. But if you're waiting for an opportunity to buy the stock, this is what you really need to watch. You see the stock trading down. Now, we have no idea that this is the low. I actually bought more around here. I was kind of buying it on the way down and on the way up. So here's the thing. You see the stock hitting support. You're watching it, you're watching it, you're watching it. And this is all well and good right here. But this was really your signal when the stock actually broke higher like this. Now you can look at this as reliable support and put your stop right underneath there. You see the volume actually ticked up during this 5-minute chart. So that move on heavier than average volume, at least over the past several bars there, was an indication that there was some real buying there. Now you can start buying the stock with confidence, and then definitely when it moves above this intraday high, this was back on Friday the 22nd when the stock really spiked up. I've changed it to a 15-minute chart. When the stock moves above this level, and I mentioned this in our forum today that you want to watch for this. When the stock moves above this level, 1063, if I recall correctly, and that was a number that Kramer specified on Mad Money too, that if it moves above 1063, you got to just buy the stock. I agree, because what this does is it really really illustrates that all these folks down here who bought even out during this downturn are winners. They're not going to be selling because the whole reason they bought the stinking stock was because they're anticipating making money. So why close a trade when it's working in your favor? So Diana Shipping, if you have a longer time horizon, you use this chart, the weekly chart, and you can see the reversal here. It's a very meaningful reversal. I would suggest just staying long. And I'll say it again, I'm really long the stock. So I'm just telling you what I'm doing. If you want to fade my trade, feel free to do that. And I have to laugh at myself because lately on a lot of trades, the most profitable trade was to hear what Dan was doing and then just take the other side of that trade. But that's trading, and I don't think you probably want to do that now because I've got my mojo working. Anyway, back to shipping. Now let's look at Nordic American Tanker. You see the big squeeze here. This is a really good chart. I know it looks a little scary, but this is a really massive volatility squeeze. Volume was really high on this breakout. You look at the daily chart. Let me drag this down. You don't want to see that. You look at the daily chart, and this thing's absolutely smoking. Volume, again, really high there. This, after this kind of run, you know, from 925 or so, it was just my line for support, and, you know, where I had initially bought. After this kind of move higher, we see this move yesterday on Tuesday. This is almost a bearish engulfing pattern, not quite, but you would expect to see further declines. I would. And I was kind of staying away from it because I figured that it probably would. Well, then today, we'll look at the 5-minute again. The stock gapped up a little bit and then just kept going. That's the time that you know, well, I think we've got some real strength here, more than we thought about. And so then you start taking the stock. Now, I didn't buy this until the end of the day, just because I wanted to see how the thing would close, because yesterday's action was so decisive. And then finally I went back to this time frame. Thought, you know what, at 1171, I may be buying a little bit higher than maybe it'll be in a day or two, or not. But I really don't think I'm late at all. I think actually, given this kind of turnaround, I think I'm pretty early. So anyway, I hope this helps you in trading these two names. And by the way, we got a lot of new members yesterday because of an email that we sent out. And I want to urge you, if you're not a member, if you haven't tried the free trial on Stock Market Mentor, I'm not really sure why you don't want to do that, because it's a 4-letter word, starts with an F, but it ends with an E. It's free. You get a free look for 30 days. So why don't you go ahead and do that? I promise you, you know what? I'll get you. You'll stick around as a member. So anyway, check that out. Enough of my shameless plug. Members, get to the strategy session. A lot of our stuff's working pretty well. We're going to go through it.